What is that?
This is what I brought you here to see.
Oh my god! I'm losing my shit right now!
So, Luke, is it finally time to explain?
Please!
You know, listen, like some jerk said that we were done with the Stranger's story, and as you get back into Destiny and you keep like looking around and finding stones to uncover, a character who says that she's not forged in light, and where the two of you meet, ground can break, becomes a pretty interesting tool to leverage here in Destiny 2 Beyond Light and going forward. You know, it is the beginning of a brand new era in Destiny 2. This fall, you're going to discover Europa, a brand new destination, and one of the first destinations we envisioned long ago when Destiny began. This is the birthplace of the Exo and the site of a newly active pyramid ship. As a player, you're going to face Aramis, a fallen warrior wielding a brand new power born from a very ancient darkness.
Like you, Aramis is a leader, but unlike you, she seeks revenge against the Traveler first, scattering her people's once great houses to the cosmic winds.
It's up to you to confront Aramis and her growing empire on the frozen battlegrounds of Europa. And it's up to you to go beyond and discover long dormant secrets hidden beneath the surface in places lost to time, like
The Deep Stone Crypt.
Yes, there you go.
That one I
Lore
heard of.
Corner.
That one I heard of, yeah.
Doing it. There's a lot more to Europa than you might imagine. And here's your first look at gameplay from Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
Where I come from, the Darkness won. I have witnessed this firsthand. I refuse to let it happen again.
Hi, Cosmic. Was that the age-old
line
bond?
between light and dark is so very thin. Let's cross it together.
Oh my god.
Guardians, the destruction they crave.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's time to wield the darkness. We've been waiting. Destiny 2 Beyond Light ships to all currently supported platforms on September 22nd this year. And it kicks off a new era in Destiny where players will discover the true nature of the light and the dark. Not just walking the thin line between, but wielding the darkness itself as a weapon with stasis.
And we did just get like a very brief look at that today. And, you know, obviously we're going to end up showing more throughout the course of the summer. And the other thing is stasis, this new power, isn't just going to be Guardian supers and abilities. It's a brand new damage type. So that means it's going to ultimately sit alongside Solar, Arc, and Void as the first new element we've introduced to the game since the original Destiny release way back in 2014.
This is a big deal. Like, it's a big deal to add this to the universe. Like, it changes everything.
And it's a lot of work. Today, yeah, you got a glimpse of this new power, and it's definitely the pursuit and acquisition and the player's ability to wield it is something that's going to be woven in through the narrative of the game. Like, the game is kind of a collision course between you and Aramis, and we're going to show you a bunch more about stasis later in the year.
Because though we're excited about what we're delivering this fall, we did say that Destiny 2 Beyond Light was the beginning of a new era.
What does that mean? Well, it means that we're thinking about Destiny beyond just any given year and thinking about it over time. And so we want to take a look into kind of the long future of Destiny. But when you want to look ahead, like we're about to do, it all starts back at the beginning.
We called it the Traveler, and its arrival changed us forever.
Eyes up, Guardian.
You must push back the darkness. Guardians are fighting on Earth and beyond. Join them.
6 of us went down into the pit.
In the end, they all bowed
before me. We have slain his brood. We have murdered his son. And now the Taken King comes for us all.
That looks higher clarity.
We thought we were indestructible.
Are they bringing D1?
You're not brave. You've merely forgotten the fear of death. I am Gaul. And your light is mine. Without the light, are we even guardians anymore?
Of course we fucking are.
We should have been there.
Any last words?
How's your sister?
I'm coming home, Ace. So, this is to be a reckoning.
Still don't have that fucking weapon.
How long has it sat in silence, watching us? It seems those responsible for our collapse are coming back.
We've been waiting. We are your salvation.
The line between light and dark is so very thin.
That's a higher clarity version of that.
Do you know which side you're on?
Cyberpunk!
A side should always be taken. Even if it's the wrong side.
Oh my god!
We are building Destiny's future today, right inside of Destiny 2. It starts with Beyond Light coming this fall.
It's going to continue with the next major expansion, The Witch Queen, and Lightfall is going to kind of drive this all to a moment. These three releases represent this new era in Destiny. These eras began really in 2014 with that era of light where, players entered Destiny for the first time. They were resurrected. They went to the tower. They learned about the things the children were scared of. And, we exited that era when we became Guardians.
We are now coming out of an era of loss of our powers, one of our mentors, our innocence, and soon we will be entering an era of darkness. And if it's not clear, we are all in on Destiny 2.
Last year, we laid out a vision for the game that we wanted to build the definitive action MMO, place it in an awesome evolving world that you can play anytime, anywhere with your friends. We are still completely committed to this ambitious vision. We're going
Crossplay.
to continue reaching to deliver it in Destiny 2. And to be clear, listen, I'm sure over here in the Twitch chat, there's some mix of Salt and Space Dad. I haven't gotten everything right out of the gate. For example, we've already begun working on changes that we're going to make to our seasonal model in year 4 to get a bunch of the FOMO that's in the game right now out of it. And this is a response not only to your feedback, but just, we took it in the wrong direction. You can lay that at me. We're also working on things like
the honesty.
Transmog, and that's going to be an experience that means armor is kind of always valuable to you because it can always represent a look for you to chase. And we've got a bunch of other improvements to the experience that we're working on. Things like the quest log's gonna get like another awesome revision. We've got like small touches, like a oft requested one, and I think when we started Beyond Light, this was one that I made to Mike Zach, and you know the
getting a dark title screen back in Destiny so that the light white heat of the title screen doesn't light up your entire apartment at 2 a.m.
Yep,
So
thank
there are
you.
small features, but then there's also some big features, and maybe one of the biggest is next generation support.
I think one of the most exciting things we're going to talk about is the game's going to run at 60 frames per second and 4K resolution on the new hardware.
We're also really happy to say that whatever content you already own or will own in Destiny 2 will come with you to your next generation console of choice at no extra charge.
Good.
On PlayStation, you'll be able to upgrade to PlayStation 5 for free. And on Xbox, we will support smart delivery also for free. In plain English, this means if you own Destiny 2 expansion content on those platforms now or in the future, or by Beyond Light in September, you can keep playing on the same family consoles for free without buying the expansions again. We think that's going to be awesome. And you don't have to worry about busting up your friends list either, because we're going to support intergenerational crossplay within each console platform ecosystem as well. This means that if your brother's playing on PS4 and your sister's playing on PS5, all three of you can play together. And we're going to do the same thing in the Xbox ecosystem. This year we're focused on intergenerational play. Hopefully next year we can finally do the thing and get them all playing together in the same ecosystem.
Yes.
Fucking let's go!
Shadowkeep was cool, and Shadowkeep brought back the moon and upgraded and enhanced it. And so we brought a destination out of the vault and, you know, spruced it up, and that's where you got to play. We're not doing that with this fall's destination, Europa. It's a brand new place you've never been before. And both the Witch Queen and Lightfall are going to also include brand new, never before seen destinations. These expansions will stretch out across the timeline. That's going to bring much anticipated enemies to the forefront.
I'm throwing my shoulder out.
And hopefully deliver some twists, turns, drama that we don't think anyone's going to see coming.
But to deliver these big content beats each and every year and keep building on top of our seasonal experiences while making technological leaps forward, we also need to make some big changes to the way we treat some of our older legacy content.
Yeah, that's the
Stuff
problem.
that maybe is getting a little long in the tooth, that you're not really looking at and playing anymore. You're not.
Destiny 2 is a huge game. We have 9 destinations, 40 story missions, 54 adventures, 42 lost sectors, 17 strikes, 31 PvP maps, 7 raids, and hundreds of game systems that layer on top of that. I could go on, and I probably screwed up one of those numbers. The fact is, the game is too large to efficiently update and maintain. We're on track to be like 115 gigabytes on PlayStation alone, and our updates to the game are huge, and we're starting to reach the limits of our ability to patch.
We don't want to start over from scratch and build a sequel. And in order to make a sequel, we would have to stop supporting Destiny 2. Like, it would effectively go dark.
You know, we talk about a single evolving world, not multiple evolving worlds, but a single evolving world. And we don't want people to have to start over. We don't want to have that loss of continuity with our game systems and our communities and all the players together.
What's
Don't want to
going?
put another number on the box. So instead,
See? No D3.
each year, just as a new expansion comes out, we're going to cycle older, less actively played activity and destination content out of the live game and into what we're calling the Destiny Content Vault, the DCV. Moving content into this vault is going to allow us to add support for D2 for years, including Beyond Light, the Witch Queen, and Lightfall. This vault is also going to allow us to take content from Destiny 1, do some work on it, get it ready to come back into the Destiny 2 ecosystem.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
So
whoa,
we're
whoa,
not
whoa,
just
whoa,
gonna
whoa.
be taking stuff away. We're also going to be going into the classic vault and kind of bringing some stuff back, or unvaulting activity and destination content each year.
Thinking about the greatest hits of Destiny, right?
Oh my god!
What are the new tracks we can lay down? What's something from the past that was like pretty cool that could be made even better if it existed today? And what does that look like?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of awesome stuff that the team has built over the 6 years of making Destiny, and that Destiny 2 players totally have missed out on. Like, later this year, Destiny 1's Cosmodrome is coming back this fall as a selectable destination. Its 3 strikes are also going to come back during Season 12 and Season 13. And
Oh my
part of the
god!
awesome thing here is a bunch of players haven't played Sepix. Sepix was the strike from the beta way back in like summer 2014.
Yes, it was.
You're like, the oldest,
Like the definitive like original strike that we felt like hit the right notes.
Yeah,
in Destiny 1, right? And we left all that behind when we made Destiny 2, and we're saying like we don't want to do that again. Well, let's not do that again, but let's also reach into the past and like bring it into the present.
There's a lot of great content in our past, and maybe this year we'll see a classic raid come back. I think it'd be pretty amazing this year to see the Vault of Glass kind of unvaulted and returned in front of players. Like I can imagine things like champion Praetorians instead of just regular Praetorians, and updating slightly to the modern context, but still preserving that like classic feel.
This fall when the expansion comes out, not only are we going to be bringing back Cosmodrome and adding Europa, but we're going to look at some of that content that's been in the game for a long time, that's been free, that isn't actively played, and that's when some of that is going to be vaulted.
Well, after the show, we're going to have a much more in-depth article that you can read on our plans for vaulting content on Bungie.net and why we're taking this unprecedented approach and what it means for the game this year and for the game going forward. We're also going to be conducting a bunch of interviews to answer your big questions, and we will continue the conversation with coverage in our ongoing This Week at Bungie community conversations, as well as there will be a bunch of player support and DPS articles about this all summer long. You know, we've placed a bunch of bets on the Destiny Cosmic board, whether it's the Traveler waking up, whether it's the Stranger dissolving after telling you, you know, there's so much more to explore out there. And so we're going to start to bring a bunch of these threads home, and here's a look at the beginning of those threads coming home to roost this summer in Season of Wraps.
Oh my fucking god! Year 4, they're bringing it back.
The Almighty has been reduced to smoldering ash, and with allies like Rasputin, who can stop us?
From Titan to Mercury, their shadow reaches.
Is their message a warning? A trick? We can't know until we hear their words for ourselves.
You bring weapons. You will not need them.
Aldrin?
Offer only truth.
The darkness reached out, but something interferes. The witch sister of the taken king, Savathun.
We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
Oh my god!
Prepare yourself, Guardian. This battle is not over.
Well, we know what's happening with Gambit. Holy shit!
So that's the Season of Arrivals, and it starts any minute now at 10 a.m. Pacific.
So today, we looked at a bunch of stuff. We talked about the Destiny Content Vault. We looked into the past to see kind of how we got to where we are today. We looked into the far future with the Witch Queen and Lightfall. And we also talked about Beyond Light, which is the beginning of a new era in Destiny 2. And if pre-ordering's kind of your thing, like the pre-orders are going to go live today. Like if you're interested, there's some sweet bonuses, and you know,
Take my money.
That's kind of the summary of the show.
If you're excited about the start of Beyond Light and where we're headed, well, the Season of Arrivals, it's kind of like a prelude. You know, it's really setting up that story, and so we encourage you to get in and play.
There's one more thing I totally forgot. So today at 5 p.m. Pacific, we're going to launch a brand new dungeon called Prophecy. Prophecy is a dungeon that involves the Nine, and that's kind of like all I'm going to say about it.
Yes!
There's a little bit of business to get to with it, and then we'll wrap. But it's got a brand new set of armor for you to chase. It's got some classic armor for you to chase. It's going to be at a really high power level, which means it's like a solid day's work plus a little bit of skill to summit that mountain.
It's free for all players.
It's free for all players. And we're going to show you a trailer in just a second. If you don't want to see anything from the dungeon, just click the little red X, or like get up and go make an omelet and then come back. It'll be over, and you can play Season of Arrivals in Destiny 2. I think that's the business side, right? We're like there, where we've handled everything.
I think it's the time to say thank you all for tuning in and giving us your time.
Right, click little X.
Part of this amazing community.
Want to make an omelet?
It will continue to be a journey. On behalf of everyone at Bungie, please, 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 stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon.
Let's fucking go. The reason why Gambit's going is because they're replacing it completely with a new system. Oh. Oh. Ah, that's amazing! Fuck it, let's go! Let's fucking go! I am... Oh! Yes! Daito armor, let's fucking go. Oh my god. Hey Gots. Hey Audio. Cosmic, you wanted a decent bug out bag? I think bug out bag can sit the fuck down after this. Explain synthwave shaders, true. Have to chase the wife for the credit card? See, they're saying, like, from the sounds of it, it sounds like you can pay up for the next 3 years like that. Next 2 years, sorry. Because they're like, if you like to pre-order stuff and we've got some juicy bonuses for you. If I can basically pay up for the next 2 years, done. Right. Can't wait to see the world's first dungeon. When did they say the dungeon was coming out? Your reaction alone tells me you're gonna play the hell out of this. Enjoy, good sir. Oh, I will. Why does Levy have to be this week? What do you mean, Levy? Wait to see a world's first dungeon. I want to play this. Looks like content, but Levy week is every 6 weeks. Levy week?
To Luke Smith, following what we just saw, which is a huge number of announcements, 3 different expansions. We have a season starting today. A number of different very big plot points.
They've hosted.
Brought up. They talked about sunsetting in the Destiny content vault. They talked about the Exo Strangers back. There's a ton of stuff. So we do have a lot of things to cover, and I have a limited amount of time to do that. Before we get
20
into the
minutes.
back and forth with Luke, I'm going to bring him up on screen, and we're going to go over the Beyond Light review.
He looks so tired.
Because an opportunity for a behind-the-scenes, a director's cut of what they're putting out. We don't often get that. So, hi, Luke. You're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, a little old, and don't always hit all the right buttons, and so yeah.
There we go. No, we're good. I'm good now. I can hear you now. Sorry.
Yeah, Lom, you're just like, take my money.
Thank you very much for taking the opportunity to come talk, come hang out. That was a lot, my friend.
Dude, it was. I was talking to some folks before it. I actually haven't watched the full thing until today. I checked the intro kind of late last night, and I watched the trailer we're going to talk about a couple times just to make sure I had my ducks in a row. And then,
all right, Rosado, catch you later, man.
I don't know if you saw, because I mean, you had me. I was sitting in there, and I don't know if you saw on the camera, but during the initial 8 minutes of silence, man, I was just having a hard time. Like, couldn't have done this one live because I think it would have been really tough to come out of that silent opening and get into promoting a game.
I think I speak for a lot of people when I say thank you very much to Bungie, you, everybody on the team for taking an opportunity to speak up on things that are important. I know I saw a little bit of pushback from people in chat, and while I do understand that you don't want your video games ruined, some people did sit and stare at the Almighty, as I said on Twitter, for over an hour and made it out on the other side okay. So 8 minutes honoring the life of a man that has begun one of the biggest movements we've seen in equality is absolutely huge. And can never be overstated. So seriously, thank you to you and everybody at Bungie for doing that. It means I think more than you guys realize.
Yeah.
The team did an awesome job of that. It was a shit ton of to try to get back to try to like pull myself back here. It is a shit ton of stuff we put on the table today. So,
oh yeah, there's. I even want to say I respect the fact that the back and forth you and Mark side by side. I saw online somebody that was 6'1" laid down between to make sure that there was correct social distancing between the chairs, which was hilarious. But as well. So.
And it was, I mean, we didn't do that at Bungie. We ended up going to a studio. There were only like 5 people there. Everyone stayed really far apart. We had masks right up until we sat down and we put them in our pockets. And I undersold the Mark thing a little bit. It's like my only regret from that is like, oh, he's like kind of a we're pretty close outside of that. Like, Noseworthy Annihilate, he's like my best friend, and so I felt like I cheaped him out a little bit with my underselling of our romance, if you will.
I'm sure he'll be okay. Now, before we get into the Q&A, I have the Beyond Light reveal trailer up, and I wanted to take this opportunity to walk through it because you brought back the Exo Stranger. She's back, and there's a lot of interaction there. So if when you are ready, I'm gonna hit play on this. And you talk me through. I won't have the volume all the way up on it, so.
Yeah. Just a little context before we play the video. When we set out to think about this expansion set and where we had been, the last kind of massive event in Destiny was the end of Destiny 2, where the Traveler woke up and kind of, you realize that the Traveler maybe hasn't been dead. It's been intentionally dormant because any action would result in this.
Ada's on the constant chase for my Exo, all right?
Shadowkeep. It was really important to me that we start to pick up that thread. I felt like that was a really big ball to kick and
the LC is the Exo Stranger.
And something like Europa, these are really things from
we're finally going
early Destiny and
to the crypt.
So another thing that we were looking for even before the
crypt looks fucking sick as well.
For this piece, it was we want to reach out across all of Destiny's history and kind of pull some stuff together to say, hey, we're moving forward here. And the director we ended up tapping is actually the same director who did the Destiny 1 Mars video. It's a guy named Ilya. We've worked with a bunch over the years, and so anytime there's like a little homage, it's totally intentional, and that's just part of Ilya's genius. So let's roll it.
You got it.